Hello, friends. This is our fifth installment of discussions that I'm having with my friend in the Dhamma, my Kalyana Mitra. We discussed about the intention or the primary objective of Buddhism for us who want to actually practice the words of the Buddha. It's about reaching Nibbana in this lifetime. It's about cultivating that state of mind that makes it possible for us to reach the state of what we call Nirodha Samapatti, which we have explained in the last two installments, and that we will achieve that and then maintain it for long enough in order to then reach Nibbana. Because the only way to reach Nibbana, because it's not me who reaches Nibbana, it is my mind. By not moving, my consciousness actually, to be more precise, by not moving from this life to the next life, no rebirth. And by cutting that link to rebirth is Nibbana. So this will also help, this practice will also help us in our everyday lives. But while it helps us in our everyday lives, interacting with other people, carrying out our duties and responsibilities, the aim is to achieve Nibbana. So in order to achieve Nibbana, Hamdruni, you taught me many times about is it a sutra or stanza, paticca samuppada?
Oh no, paticca, there are so many sutras based on paticca samuppada. In Paticca sutras also, the foundation of the Lord Buddha's teaching is called paticca samuppada. There is a Magadhi words, yo paticca samuppadam passati, so dhammam passati. Yo dhammam passati, so mam passati. It means if someone can realize, understand about paticca samuppada, one he knows about Dhamma. One who knows about Dhamma, he is the person who realized enlightenment.
Okay. So this is really useful. He who realizes the paticca samuppada realizes the Buddha Dhamma. He who realizes Buddha Dhamma realizes Buddhahood. Buddhahood is not about a person. It's about the person. It's about the mind, the Buddha mind, not the Buddha individual. Just like if I achieve a state of Nirodha Samapatti, it is not me as a person, but my mind. When my mind is in that state, then it is in that Nirodha Samapatti state. You can call it as a state of Rahat or Arahat. What is the right word? Rahat or Arahat?
The real meaning is Arahat.
Arahat.
Nowadays people using Rahat.
Okay. So Arahat state is
in Rahat.
Is a state of mind.
There is a meaning of that, the Magadhi words. Rasa means the taste in something.
Okay.
Arahat means without tasting.
Ah, right. One who is
tasting is not the tongue. The six tasting organs when you are tasting.
So once again, it's not the individual; it's the mind. So paticca samuppada. In English, paticca and the samuppada. What does those two words mean?
English is a dependent origination is the English, but Lord Buddha explained in Magadhi words. Then Buddha asks, you don't explain in the other languages. It is very difficult to explain by using other languages. But in Magadhi words can be divided. Pati Icca sama uppada means paticca samuppada means paticca means attaching
Attach, yeah.
conflict or something.
Okay.
Paticca means I conflict with the outside pictures.
Conflict or contact?
Contact.
Contact, okay.
Paticca.
Yeah.
I contact with the outside pictures. Paticca, it means the same. Samuppada means arising something.
Ah.
According to the connecting, the Chaku Vijnana arising.
Yeah. But we know that it is samudaya nirodha.
Yeah.
At the same time as rising, it is also decaying.
But it is not that when we are seeing something, it is not samudaya nirodhaya, it is only samudaya.
Okay.
When we are seeing something, when we are listening something, when we are seeing, listening, paticca samuppada arising. Paticca samuppada is not emptiness. It is creating the consciousness.
Yeah.
When we are creating the consciousness, at that time you die, your rebirth is occurring.
Yeah.
Then if you want to creating, or if you want to stopping the rebirth, you should stop the creating consciousness.
Okay.
Creating consciousness is called the paticca samuppada or pancha upadanaskandha.
Okay.
Or vijnana. Vijnana, paticca samuppada, consciousness.
So we have to stop the paticca samuppada
Yeah.
to reach nibbana.
Yeah.
So the paticca samuppada analysis is a psychological, or it's actually a psychological explanation by a very, very knowledgeable, intelligent human being who is the Buddha. Now, it is his knowledge and his mind that has achieved Buddhahood, and we are going to reap the same benefits by understanding what he has said. So the paticca samuppada is in a lot of ways misunderstood by many of us. Certainly I used to misunderstand it, but I don't misunderstand it anymore. So I used to think that paticca samuppada is talking about my last life, my present life, and my next life, 3 lives. But now I understand actually it is more about my mind and talking about my thoughts or my thought movements, because in my mind there may be trillions of thoughts and vijnanas being coming and going, and paticca samuppada is talking about how those vijnanas are created and what it results. So it is that it is a dependent origination, that things originate, or things come about because they are dependent on other things that give rise to it, like a cause and effect, a ripple type effect. So what is this paticca samuppada? Is it about 3 lives, 3 births, or is it about 3 moments in my mind?
Yeah. Then this is the 5th episode.
Yeah.
That most of we are explaining some Magadhi words nowadays using the misinterpretation. The paticca samuppada is also the misinterpretation. Most of the books and delivering sermons, they are explaining paticca samuppada connecting to the 3 life: past life, present life, and the future. Then paticca samuppada, Lord Buddha explaining by using Magadhi words. Avidya paccaya sankhara. Sankhara paccaya vijnana. Vijnana paccaya namarupa. Namarupa paccaya salayatana. Salayatana paccaya passa. Passa paccaya vedana. Vedana paccaya tanha. Tanha paccaya upadana. Upadana paccaya bhava. Bhava paccaya jati. Jati means the rebirth. Avidya paccaya sankhara, most of the Buddhist monk and the books mention about avidya paccaya sankhara, previous life.
Okay.
Avidya paccaya sankhara, previous life. The sankhara paccaya vijnana, this life.
Okay.
And bhava paccaya jati, next life.
Okay.
That is the interpretation 99% of the books in Buddhism explain paticca, explain into the three life. But Lord Buddha explained paticca samuppada means when you are contact with outside pictures by using your eye. Avidya pacchaya sankhara, sankhara pacchaya vijnana means when you are connect with that the outside pictures by using eyes, chakku vijnana. Creating chakku vijnana, avidya pacchaya sankhara. Then when after you are seeing, you are creating the consciousness. Then that's 11 types of the bhavapacchaya jati. Jati means the rebirth. It is not the next time rebirth. Your consciousness creating is the rebirth.
Okay. So this is the illusion that what the Buddha is trying to explain is this illusion of continuity that we get as if it is a river of inflow of signals, be it from vision, be it from your hearing, be it from your smell and taste and your feelings on your skin and your internal organs and your thoughts. So this stream of signals coming through into your mind creates an illusion of continuity. That's what the Buddha is trying to explain, that if we divide this into various moments of your thoughts, you can call them thought moments. Chaitasika is the word.
Yeah, the chitta chaitasika. When you are connecting the outside picture, when you are seeing the first seeing is the chitta.
Okay.
When you are analyzing is the chaitasika.
Okay.
But the two, these are energies.
Yeah.
These two parts occurring in the same time.
Okay.
Then Buddha explained that the arising and passing away, the chitta and chaitasika, the same time this is occurred.
Yeah.
But chitta, chaitasika, but two parts.
Okay.
But it's creating in the same time.
Okay.
Chitta is the mind, normally we can say the mind, and the chaitasika is the consciousness.
Okay.
Mind and consciousness, two parts.
Okay.
Nowadays people using mind, consciousness, panchapadanaskandha, vijnana using the same words, but there are different meaning.
Yeah. So this is the difficulty with trying to translate directly from one word in Pali or Magadhi to one word in English is impossible, because a lot of those meanings are really complex. So the meaning that we are imparting here, because the paticca samuppada starts with avidya paccaya sankhara. So basically what this is talking about is, if we have a misunderstanding or an ignorance about the particular nature of reality, what happens is this paticca samuppada. What happens is you will have an illusion of continuity when, for example, vision or photon or picture hits into your eye. You will have that misconception that something is going on that is real. It's an illusion of continuity, and when one moment hits, as my friend explained to me, it goes. As soon as it goes, another one hits, arises, and it goes. So it's continuous arising and passing away, arising and passing away. So multiple trillions of such signals are happening and giving us the consciousness that we perceive as a continuous illusion of our life. So from the moments that you and I are aware of ourself, of our existence, we get this feeling of continuity. It's an illusion. And when we understand that actually it's an illusion created by a stream of signals giving rise to that feeling that it is continuing throughout without any end, it is not reality. And the Buddha is using these psychoanalytical techniques in order to explain to us why we should not be attached to these feelings of continuity, how this is actually something that is arising and passing away, arising and passing away, arising and passing away, and giving rise to our consciousness. And that is what we need to try and cut. And so this analysis that my friend has explained to me means that we are not talking about my last life and this life and next life. We are talking about the last signal that I got in order to give rise to consciousness, the present moment that is giving rise to my consciousness, and then the next moment that will then be generated from the current time. The previous moment, the current moment, and the future moment. So we're talking about 3 brief moments in time. They could be microseconds, milliseconds of thoughts that give rise from one, which goes away, and then gives rise to another, giving me the illusion of continuity. So this paticca samuppada, when I understand it in that way and meditate and think about what it truly means, it is very deep. We're not talking about what happens in the last life, this life, and next life. You can apply it to that life that way as well, but the true value of it is understanding how our mind works in creating an illusion of continuity, but that the true nature of reality is that it comes and it goes, giving rise to the illusion of consciousness, that actually it is an illusion. And the value of Paticca Samuppada Sutra, when we understand it properly, how can we use it to make our journey to Nibbana? How can we use Paticca Samuppada for achieving Nibbana?
Yeah, when we are creating thoughts or Panchupadanaskandha, it is the system of Paticca Samuppada. Without knowledge of Paticca Samuppada, always we are creating thought. The thought or Panchupadanaskandha or consciousness is the cause. Is the Lord Buddha's order cause and effects.
Cause and effect.
The cause is the creating consciousness or Paticca Samuppada. According to this cause, the effect is we go to the mother's womb to rebirth.
Okay.
That is the result.
The ultimate result.
No. That is the result of rebirth in mother's womb.
Okay.
But cause is we are creating the consciousness.
Okay. But that is if we apply it to rebirth. What if I apply it to this moment and the next moment?
Yeah, this moment we can stop in creating consciousness or Paticca Samuppada. We can stop the rebirth in the mother's womb. I am talking about the last moment.
Okay.
But every moment also we are creating consciousness, means Paticca Samuppada.
Okay.
Now we try to stop in creating the Paticca Samuppada or consciousness or Panchupadanaskandha or Vijnana. This moment you die.
Ah, yes.
Then this moment
That is
you
why it
die.
is important to understand.
Yeah,
Okay,
this moment you die, your rebirth is stopping now.
Like we explained before, the Buddha Dhamma is a very practical skill. So what my friend is explaining to me is that because consciousness is what moves, Vijnana is what moves from this birth to the next birth. So it could be into a sperm and an egg in a human life form that is coming up later after I am dead, or it could be some other life form out there in the universe. The, the situation is that that's the ultimate thing or ultimate event that we are trying to stop. But what my friend is explaining to me is that every moment here and now, we need to stop the paticca samuppada effect. Because when we learn to stop it here and now, by reaching Nirodha Samapatti here and now and practice it, that same situation will apply to our mind at the moment we die. Then there will be no rebirth. So we're practicing it every day, every time that we are sitting down and meditating with vipassana meditation. The meditation that aims to slowly control the signals that are coming into your mind through your various sense organs, and also controlling what you are thinking about with your memory and your plans and your anxieties and fears in your head, so that you are in a state where your mind is no longer trapped within that illusion of paticca samuppada. Your mind is not trapped in that now. When it is not trapped in that, you are in that state of Nirodha Samapatti. So if you die at that stage, in that state of mind, there is no vijnana to move across to the next life. So all this, once again, we go back to the beginning. This is our 5th installment, but we need to go back to the beginning about rebirth or reincarnation. Because a lot of people still have great doubts about rebirth and reincarnation. A lot of people feel that it doesn't exist. For us, because we were born Buddhists and we are in the eastern parts of the world where it's part of our social structure, it's not difficult to believe in it or believe that it happens.
We believed in Eastern, but it is tried to prove. Ian Stevenson, Virginia University professor.
Yes. We watched some videos from University of Virginia. Professor Ian Stevenson started out their department of perceptual studies, part of their psychology department. And at the moment, it is Professor Tucker who heads up that department. It's worth watching their videos. I'll put a link to their videos next time on both my Facebook and YouTube channel, so that it will be helpful. But the only thing that will explain the thousands and thousands of testimonials, stories told by young children who remember what they recount as being a fearful or emotional experience coming from a previous lifetime, has then been documented by various researchers when they go back with the names, addresses, and details that this little child is saying, to say, look, was there a person by that identity in that location at the time this story, at the time that this young person is talking about, and they have been verified thousands of times. You might call it anecdotal evidence if you have 1 or 2, maybe 10 or 20, but when you have thousands and thousands, it's difficult to just shrug it off as delusional little boys and girls making up fake stories. We have to take it seriously. Don't take my word for it. Just have a look around on the internet, on the YouTube videos. Look for professional academics, doctors, psychologists, and people like that. My friend here has looked at 12 such
Yeah,
cases.
the cases, case studies.
Were they all in Sri Lanka?
All Sri Lanka. That out of 12, two of them after dying rebirth the same mothers.
They came back to the same mum that they died from previously. What was the time gap between
One
death and
is 2
rebirth?
years,
2 years.
other one is 2.5 years.
2.5 years. There are cases in from the University
One
of
is
Virginia.
Ratnapura,
Ah.
another one is Balangoda.
Okay, all parts of Sri Lanka. So there are cases in the series of 3,000 or 4,000 that the University of Virginia um, professors have looked at that are from India and Sri Lanka and Burma or Myanmar,
Yeah,
but also from the USA. And sometimes the time gap is 20 years between the death of that individual and the recollection from a young boy or girl born who recounts these stories, which were then verified. So if we are dying, if I die now with all my vijnanas intact, they are intact because I'm not in a state of Nirodha Samapatti. I'm talking to you, I'm talking to my friend. So I am having 100% vijnana from my vision, from my hearing, from my smell, from my taste, from my skin, and from the thoughts that are going on in my mind. So I am in 100% state of awake, aware, and fully conscious. But if I practice and achieve a state of Nirodha Samapatti, then when I am in that state, then my mind is in a state of Arahat. It's in a state where if I die, then my mind has no energy to create that vijnana that will move from this life to the next. So if you ask me, then Damita, who is achieving Nibbana? Is it me or is it my mind? It's not me, it's my mind. That's important to understand. And also, when I am interacting with you or interacting with the world, doing my job, carrying out my duties and responsibilities, or enjoying my life, having a drink or a great meal and things like that, or going for a long, beautiful walk with my friend, at that stage, I am not in Nirodha Samapatti. At that stage, I am not a Arahat. He is not a Arahat. At that stage, we are just ordinary people. But when we are in a state of Nirodha Samapatti, then our mind is in a state of Arahat.
Arahat means actually status of mind. It is not the physical body status. Nowadays, misinterpreted that Arahat also touch a physical person, not a physical person. It is also a status of the mind.
So the Buddha is actually a psychoanalytical supreme, born during the same period of time on this world when other great minds were doing their own thinking, like the ancient Greek philosophers around the same period of time. But this individual, the Buddha, is an individual who's into psychoanalysis and the workings of the mind and interpreting the mind's, its limitations, its illusions, and how to explain the eternal cycle of death and rebirth. And that's the meaning behind what we are talking about. But you might say, A, that you're not intelligent enough to realize it this time. You are. I am. We are. That is why we talked about Daruchirya. Earlier on, we discussed about how Nibbana is to be achieved in this lifetime, not postponed to sometime in the future. That is achievable, and that we must do together with effort, making this a practical application. The third thing is you will think, how can I do it? I am too busy. I am not able to do this and hold a job and carry out my responsibilities. And I cannot become a sadhu or a monk. I cannot go to a monastery. I cannot go to the jungle and meditate. Next time we will talk about how to do this in a practical way, how to make the right environment for you in order to meditate to get to Nirodha Samapatti, how you can do it and still enjoy your life, how you can do it and still interact with other people and carry out your duties and responsibilities. That can be achieved, no? That we can still live everyday life.
Everyday
and
life,
practice
we
it.
have 24 hours. The bhikkhu, we can allocate more than 15 hours. The reason you gave us our the day-to-day life things, food, clothes, medicine and shelter, that's the 4 things you gave us. Then we no need to think about tomorrow. Everything we are given by you. Then we can practice more than 15 hours. But you also can practice 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours according to your day-to-day life. You allocate some times, at least 10 minutes also per day. For starting, you have to allocate. Otherwise, it is very difficult to reach that point.
So we are now at the end of our 5th discussion. We will end it now, wishing you all the best effort in realizing the Dhamma. And we'll talk again, but next time we will talk about the practical application of what we have learned. Thank you very much.